Jesus Christ. A long, long, long time ago, when I was first working as a pastor, a very long time ago, I had a conversation during one of my first couple of years in a parish in Northern California with a man from the community who came to church one Sunday and wanted to have a meeting with me. And I agreed, and we got together, and one of his questions of me was, "Tell me when you were saved." Well, I thought, how do you put a moment on it? My family was Christian. I was baptized when I was just a couple of weeks old. He said, "No, your family doesn't count. Your baptism doesn't count. Tell me the moment when you accepted Jesus." Well, I said, my family was Christian, and I was baptized when I was just a couple of weeks. "No," he said, "the moment you knew Jesus was Lord and Savior." And I said, "I can't name such a moment. In a way, it has always been a part of my life." I said, "Sometimes, certainly, I've kind of wandered away from the faith, but I've never renounced it. I've never rejected it. I've never given up on it. I've had times, certainly, when I felt closer to God, when I felt a sense of renewal in my life." He said, "Oh, well, I can't come to this church. You're obviously not a Christian. You have not had that defining moment like Saul had on the road to Damascus. You have not had the proper kind of acceptance of Jesus as your Lord and Savior." No, I did not believe him. Well, although there were certainly moments when I said to myself, "Is that true? Could that indeed be what's required to be a Christian? To have a moment like Saul, who is knocked off his horse and has a vision of Christ that turns him immediately 180 degrees around to serve God." Well, my experience has indicated to me that no, it is not required of us that we have a moment like that. Certainly it does happen to people. I have known people who have been able to describe a specific moment when it was revelation from God that brought them to faith. And you can read countless stories in books, on the internet, and in other places about people who have had that kind of experience. But I've also talked with a lot of people who describe their coming to faith in Jesus Christ as more of a time of searching. They're looking for some kind of answer. They find themselves asking those questions. Is there more to life than just getting up every morning and brushing my teeth and going off to my job? Is there something more to life than simply accumulating money or possessions or status or a good reputation? Is there something more to life than just going through all the motions of the day-to-day routine? And they find themselves in the midst of asking those kinds of questions, saying, could there be and discovering that growing up within them is something very much like you see on the sidewalks here in Seoul, which have been cemented over or bricked over or whatever, and yet up through the middle of them occasionally comes a fresh green plant, sometimes even complete with a flower. They have discovered in their life that life begins to open up for them. Unexpectedly, they find a moment of hope, a moment of peace. They find God's presence with them, and they are drawn to faith. Me, I grew up with it. I'm certain that my parents had probably gotten countless